Yes, football is back in April and none of the international break. We're going to preview City's fixtures and see what lies ahead, and I tell you, it's a big month. And before we do, guys, let's set a like target. Let's go for 1,000 likes. We have been getting really close recently on these like targets, so if you're a notification gang, make sure you set up on the right path by smashing the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the notification bell. We're getting pretty close now to 25,000 subscribers, so if you're not already subscribed, yeah, hit the red button. It is insane, yeah. You know, help us on the way, innit? Right, okay, let's get into it then. So, game kicks off with Leicester this Saturday, 3rd of April, and it's a 5:30 kickoff in the UK. We will be dropping our Leicester preview very shortly, so like I say, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that. Obviously, it gets the month off with a really tough game. You know, there's no easing back into it. However, bro, given the fact that we then played Dortmund a couple of days later, I like the fact that we do have a tricky game. It's a tricky game. It's important that obviously the players have got a test, and really, given the fact that it's a league game, there's not much on it. Yes, we all want to win it, of course, and bring that Premier League home as soon as possible, but I just think this could actually be the perfect game, and I also believe that Leicester play sort of similar to how Dortmund will play. They'll try and absorb the pressure, and then they'll try and hit us on the break, and I think that is possibly what we'll see from Dortmund as well. So for me, Brit, I don't know about you, but I think this is the perfect fixture.
Yeah, I like it. It's obviously they're third at the moment. It's a top of the table clash, and like you're saying, the Premier League doesn't really mean anything at the moment because we look like we're destined to win the Premier League as it is. And it's a nice run in for Dortmund, so the players aren't coming back having some easy fixture and then have to get ramped up for that Dortmund game. I know you say take one fixture at a time and stuff like that, however this is just, they go in with high intensity against Leicester, they can carry that through to Dortmund, and it puts us in a good run in. Do you know what I mean? We hit the ground running against Leicester, takes us through to Dortmund. I'll be really confident. Yeah. And obviously that takes us then to Dortmund, which is the Tuesday, which is 3 days later. Not a long time rest, you know what I mean? I know, because, well, guys, a lot of these players have played a lot of football. You know, look at the Portuguese lads. You know, they played all the international fixtures. So, you know, Pep's going to have to, and the medical staff, you know, coming into these last couple of months, you know, they're going to have a big job. And I'm looking forward to this Dortmund game. I really am. You know, they've got a fantastic team, but they've got weaknesses. You know, I think their defence is a clear weakness, and I think we should be able to get at them. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's incredible. We've obviously got Haaland, you know, going about. You know, his agent making a lot of moves. Where's he going to go? Will he be coming to City? So it's a really interesting game. Another tricky match. But yeah, but I'm super looking forward to the Dortmund match. Yeah, I'm well excited for the Dortmund game. I just buzzing for the Champions League to be back and it to be against. I mean, Dortmund. You can't take this game for granted. You know what I mean? You can't say, oh, this is an easy win. It's not. It's a really difficult game for City. I'm looking forward to seeing us rise to that challenge, and it gives us a chance with us being at home first leg. We can show because it is actually at home. It's confirmed that it's going to be played at is it Segunda Park? Is that what their stadium's called? I think so.
Yeah.
It's good that we can show her early in his seat. You know what I mean? We can say, look, mate, this is the dressing room. This is where you're going to be sat. This is who you're going to be sat next to.
We just need to try and keep them out. You know what I mean? A 0-0, a 1-0 win for us.
Something else I can help with?
What's that,
Siri. Siri wants to get involved in the videos.
Nah, I just think we can keep them out, keep them from scoring, keep them away goals away, and we should be able to do decent. The next match after that is Leeds. I think, to be honest, we won't speak too much about this, but I think that'll be sort of the rest. You know what I mean? They've just had a big international break, big game against Leicester, big game against Dortmund. I think Pep will probably ring the changes. I think you'll see players like Nathan Ake playing, possibly Ben Mendy. You don't want to go too crazy because you don't want to. There'll be an 8-day gap between the first Dortmund game and the second, and I don't think you want to give the players sort of a full 8 days. So you'll still see, you know, the main players play. But I just think some of them that have literally been sort of abused, like Ruben Diaz and that, he's playing every single game. I think you'll see players like that drop out of that.
Yeah, I think it's a good middle fixture, a middle ground. Leeds will be a difficult game, however, it'll be a good middle ground fixture between the two Dortmund games. Obviously, like I say, it gives us the luxury of being able to say to a few players like Kevin that you're not going to play the full game, but you'll play just like little bit parts.
Yeah.
Keep them fresh for that next leg of the Dortmund tie. Hopefully, by that stage, we're winning the tie or we're still in it, and we can then look forward to that second leg clash, which is 14th of April, middle of the month, and it's disgusting to think that is do you know what I mean, that is the quarterfinal done. Hopefully by that point we are in a good place. If they've got an away goal, at least we know that in that second leg we can go and like rescue it with a couple of away goals, or put ourselves further ahead. It's just it's a difficult, and that'll be a disgusting game. It'll be a disgusting game. Obviously, we'll be doing watch-alongs for all these games, but it will be disgusting, and it'll be very difficult at Dortmund. We just got to make sure that we're strong. Like I say, if we can keep Dortmund out in that first leg, stop them getting an away goal.
That's it.
Then we go to Dortmund and get a couple of away goals. That's the key for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. And now we move into the FA Cup game. So it's another cup fixture. It's another late kickoff, and it's going to be Chelsea. Away from home. Is it at Wembley, by the way, bro?
I think so. I think it's semi-finals.
Usually is at Wembley, innit? I need to check that, actually. But yeah, Chelsea, they're a good side. Tuchel's a very, very good manager. On our Champions League predictions, I predicted that Chelsea will get to the final, I think. Yeah, I did. So, this is going to be another tricky game. But, we've got the ability to do it. My only issue is if that second leg Dortmund is a proper slog and it takes a lot of the players, it takes a lot of energy out of the players, will they be able to re-up and go again only 3 days later? You're travelling back from, imagine going to Germany, you've got a slog game, you know what I mean? It takes all the energy out of the players. You've then got to fly back to the UK, you've then got to travel down to London. It's a lot. That's my only worry. Here's a question, guys, let us know in the comments. Do you think that City will just sack it off and just fly straight to London?
That's a shout, actually.
Because they won't. That is a shout. They probably won't fly back until the Thursday.
The 15th.
Yeah, they'll probably fly back on the. So what do you fly back on? They're not going to train or anything on the 15th. So then you got the 16th, which is the day before the game. So will the players just all agree to say, you know what, let's Because as well, then you could potentially stay in Germany for an extra day, train, ask a club to come and use your training facilities, and then just fly to London. It's a really interesting one. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. But yeah, Chelsea, mad semi-final. Obviously, we played these a couple of years ago in the semi-final, didn't we? And certain Sergio Aguero popped up with a nice goal.
Popped up with a big goal. So then semi-final done then, and then we move on to Aston Villa, which this is very contrast, because the reverse fixture of this, the one that was in January, was like big pressure on that game. We needed to win that game. It was probably the most difficult game of that January.
They'll want to do us. Tyrone Mings and Cole, they'll want to do us in this game.
Yeah, definitely. They'll want that offside goal thing, innit? Do you know what I mean? But that's, for me, this Villa game is pretty much like the Leeds game.
Yeah.
Should be difficult. However, it isn't the be-all and end-all. That's not the important game. Because then after that, we've got the Carabao Cup final against Tottenham. Yeah. So that works in between the semi-final and the Carabao Cup final. You've got the Aston Villa game where you can potentially look at resting a few players, especially after going straight from Germany to London, like Lewis just said.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, you're back in London for the Carabao Cup final. You're back at Wembley.
They say, don't they, the Wembley is our second home, Brie. And that's going to be a tricky one against Mourinho. Against Mourinho, he's a manager who, in them one-off games, knockout football, he's I still think he's one of the best managers in the world in them sort of games. I think league-wise, I think football's changed a little bit too much, and his tactics don't really suit league football. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I
agree. But I still think competition, knockout games, one-off games, I still think that he's probably one of the best managers in the world for them. He can set his team up for a one-off match and do the business, and he can get his players up for it. And also, could this be the last chance at Kane, bro, at getting a trophy at Tottenham? Because, rumour has it that he could be out the door. They're potentially not going to get Champions League football.
Yeah.
So this could be his last shot at getting a trophy at Tottenham. So we'll have to see what happens there. That's going to be a really, really tricky game, and that would potentially be the last game in April unless we beat Dortmund, in which case we will have the first leg at the end of April on the 27th or the 28th of April. Obviously, if we get beat off Dortmund, Tottenham will be the last game in the month. So,
well, that last game could be Bayern or PSG.
Well, yeah, exactly. So it's going to be disgusting. It's a crazy month.
Also, these little tiny gaps that we have between these games, and that the slog and getting up for each thing is going to be very, very difficult for the players. But that's what it's like when you're fighting in all four competitions. That's why this elusive quadruple has never been done before.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard with all the fixtures, and they all build up around the same place. And then, you know what I mean? We've not had the Carabao Cup, so we're throwing that in there as well. it's very, very difficult, and the players have to get up for it. It's just whether
and
they
the
can
squad,
do it.
bro, the squad utilisation in these games is going to be absolutely key. You know what I mean? You might find yourself as a player out for 2 or 3 games in a row, and then you'll be like, why have I not played 2 or 3 games in a row? But then, boom, you'll be back in the team
back in.
and expected to play 3 or 4 games in a row that might all take place in the space of 12 days. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a massive, massive month for the squad. Pep's got to manage the team. He's got to manage the squad. You know, I'm sure we'll get rumblings of players not happy that they're playing, but it's because there's so many games. Players are not able to play all the matches. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the medical staff, the physios, they've got an absolute crucial role to play. No one really ever talks about like the backroom staff, behind the scenes. But it's when you're looking at, when you do these videos and you look at the fact that we've got game after game after game after game, we're talking about after one match in Dortmund, potentially not even coming back to Manchester and just flying straight to London. You then start to appreciate that all the staff behind the scenes have a massive, massive role to play in it. So
the management of all the different players.
Yeah, and usually as fans, we would have a massive role to play in being there at the stadiums and supporting the team. But
to give them that lift.
Yeah, we're not able to do that as fans. You know what I mean? So that's the one negative to the current situation. But guys, it's a massive, massive month. By the end of the month, we could be in the semi-final of the Champions League. We could be in the final of the FA Cup. We could have won the Carabao Cup. The Premier League could be all but sealed.
Would you say that if that was the case, would you say the quad's on?
Well, yeah, of course it would be, because then the Premier League is done, the Carabao Cup is done, we're in the semi-final of the Champions League, and we're in the final of the FA Cup, so yeah, of course it would be, you know what I mean? So, by the end of the month, we're going to know whether this quad thing is legit or not. But guys, hope you have enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment section below, right? I want to know, if you're Pep Guardiola, are you flying from Germany to London? Or are you going to come back to Manchester for potentially a day where you're not even going to train? What would you do? Let us know in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed the video, guys, make sure you smash a thumbs up on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And we'll see you in the next one.